Welcome to my corner. In the days of ordinary time, the church has its members focus on the public ministry of Jesus as the Gospels are proclaimed. We hear the familiar parables as Jesus teaches and preaches about the kingdom of God. We hear the familiar stories of Jesus healing the sick and those possessed by forces of evil. We hear of the miracles that he performed that showed God's power and presence in creation acting through him. These accounts are all evidences that God's kingdom has come among us in Jesus' birth, in his ministry, in his suffering, in his death, and in his glorious resurrection. This whole paschal mystery of God's kingdom is what we celebrate at every Mass when we gather as his people. By our baptisms, we have become citizens of this kingdom of God that Jesus announces. Better yet, we are actually sons and daughters of God's family, and as such we are called to live as his faithful children and recognize God's love and sovereignty over us. And also we are to be living as grateful heirs who seek to put Jesus' teachings of God's kingdom into practice in the experiences and the challenges of our day and of our age. Pope Francis recently has asked us in this extraordinary Jubilee year of mercy to let the kingdom of God be realized in God's mercy and healing love, and to let those mysteries, mercy and healing love, touch our lives even more deeply. He also is encouraging us to manifest his kingdom in showing God's mercy to those around us. To do this, the Pope invites us to renew our own practice of the corporal and spiritual works of mercy, to let God's kingdom of justice, peace, and love be able to be seen in our world by the actions that we do, as we feed the hungry, as we give drink to the thirsty, as we shelter the homeless and clothe the naked, as we visit the sick and visit the imprisoned and bury the dead. The kingdom of God, of which we are privileged to be members, is also to be witnessed in our time when we admonish the sinner, when we instruct the ignorant and counsel the doubtful, when we comfort the sorrowful, when we bear wrongs rightly, and when we forgive all injuries and pray for the living and the dead. So the ordinary time of the church that we are in right now is really an extraordinary time for us to live our lives even more fully as God's children in the kingdom of God that brings the light of God's kingdom into our world. Thanks for stopping by my corner.